Okay. And I'll turn it over to you.
He was gonna.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Well, like I said, we'll call this meeting to order. I'm going to turn it over quickly to Liz and for some comments.
Right, just quick, I think everyone knows that Brittany has left us. We are very sorry, but she is gone to UMC in their contract division, so we feel like they're very lucky to have her. Right now, we're just gonna be business as usual. Patrick Roberts in the blue shirt behind Glenn is gonna serve as the attorney for procurement until we just kind of get our feet wet as to what we're gonna do. There is an excellent staff in place, so I don't anticipate any bumps in the road, but you know how bumps can be. They can show up. So, if anyone has any questions or problems, I think everybody has my number. Don't hesitate to call me, but everything else should run as usual. I did want to say that I got a call from Wes Herring this morning from the Car Dealers Association to brag on Lance and Scott because I wanted to recognize them because we've been working with them for a long time to try to get everybody more on the same page. So I wanted to give them a big thumbs up for doing that. So I just wanted to kind of let the board know what was going on. And if we make any significant changes, of course, I'll come back to you with those.
We appreciate that update. Thank you. And we wish Brittany well. Yes, we will miss her here. But we miss, at least she'll be on the other side of procurement. And so we might have to give her a little bit of a hard time.
Yeah, we kept her fine on it.
Call her to testify. All right. Let's go ahead and begin. We have our, actually, meeting beginning. We need to approve the minutes from the last meeting from July. Do we give a motion? So moved. Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. In the next item, approval of per diem and expenses for the August 5th through the September 2nd meeting. That was the motion there. All right, we have a second.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Next item, approval of the final procurement review board OPTFM regulations, rules and regulations. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Reports, OPTFM.
I guess the question begs, why aren't these on a state contract and
They are, these Tahoes are, so this was.
with their emergency,
Pardon?
an emergency?
Yeah, they were replacing high mileage, unreliable vehicles, so they did use our state contract. That's good.
I'll say this, they've been pretty good recently about not putting these on emergency, but these are on the state contract.
Yes, sir, these Tahoes.
I appreciate that.
Any other comments? All right, moving on to sole source. Author comments? Being none, staff approvals. Our comments. Hearing none, BOB, staff approvals. Yes, sir.
Oh. The very first one. That approved Jackson State Construction warranty for an apartment unit, $4 million. Count apartment, we're running, that's 2 apartments for $4 million.
This is the, yeah, this is the 100.
It's building.
Is that a building?
Yes.
So there's a number of apartments, that's just not,
That's buildings, yes,
Oh.
buildings 100.
it's what
The
they're.
numbers of the building, the number of the building.
It's
Okay.
building 100 and then building 2.
Okay. Just didn't read that way.
Sorry. You
100.
did 100, yeah, those are the name of them.
I'd ready to move in, just $4 million. That explains. That's okay.
All right, any other questions there? Hearing none, go into OPSCR, emergency contracts. Any questions
Only one comment, I'm obviously familiar with these all well deals. I can serve vouch for Justice All Company and Kelly Brothers, they're both first-class operators, and know what to do. I can serve vouch for
here? Hearing no other comments, sole source. And their staff approvals. Any other, no comments there? Let's go ahead and do the quarterly reports. We have those which are a summary of our last quarter meetings. We need a motion for reports to be submitted to the legislature.
motion to approve, submit to the legislature.
Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Here we are, at the top of the second page. OPF, TFM. procurements.
Sir, good morning again, Danny Lynch with OPTFM. First item, category of consideration of state agency contract board action. Begin with MDOT, that is with GNF Holdings, and the amount of $2,472,667.50. This is an extension request and the first of 4 possible 12-month extensions for the compact track loader contract. The contract was originally approved by PPRB September 3rd, 2025, and is available by state agency. OPTFM is recommending approval of this extension.
You've heard the staff's recommendation. What's your pleasure?
I move to approve based on staff recommendation. Second.
Have a motion to approve extensions based on staff recommendations. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carried. Next item.
Next item, again with MDOT, was with Trax Plus in the amount of $1,999,000. And this is the 7th of 9 possible 6-month extensions for their crawler-mounted hydraulic excavator contract. The contract was originally approved by this board on March 1st of 2023, with the previous 6 extensions approved on August 2nd of 23, February 7th of 24, August 7th of 24, February 5th of 25, August 6th of 25, and February 4th of 26. OPTFM recommends approval of this extension.
You've heard the summary of the request and staff's recommendation. What is your pleasure?
I move for approval based on staff recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried.
All right, next item again with MDOT is another one with Trax Plus in the amount of $1,495,500. And this is the 7th of 9 possible 6-month extensions for their articulated front-end loader contract. The contract was originally approved by this board on March 1st, 23, with the previous 6 extensions approved on 8/2 of 23, 2/7 of 24, 8/7 of 24, 2/5 of 25, 8/6 of 25, and 3/4 of 26. And this contract also is available for use by state agencies and government authorities. OPTFM recommends approval of this extension.
You've heard the summary of the request of this extension. What is your pleasure?
Move for approval based on staff recommendation.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Have it, motion is carried. Next item.
Next item, and we can take 4 and 5 together if y'all are okay to do that. These items are for air filters for both University of Mississippi, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State University. Ole Miss used bonded filter company in the amount of $1.5 million, and Mississippi State used Filter Pro USA in the amount of $1,044.72. And both of these contracts were solicited using sealed bids for air filter replacement on their campuses. So OPTFM is recommending approval of these contracts.
You've heard the staff's recommendation and the summary of the request. What's your pleasure?
I move for approval of these two items.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for these two items. All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it, motion is carried. Next item.
Item was with Mississippi State University with FEI Company in the amount of $5,106,011. This is a sole source purchase for an extreme high resolution field emission scanning electron microscope for Mississippi State's Institute for Imaging and Analytical Technologies. OPTFM recommends approval of this contract.
You've heard the summary of the request and the staff's recommendation. What is your pleasure?
Move approval based on staff recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried. Next item.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We would like to request permission to revise a June PPRB item. It was a bid award contract for Whitney 101-333. The alternate number 6 was transposed numbers. We approved it at 307,000, and we would like to revise it to 370,000, which changes the total award amount at 22,308,000. That did not revise the low bidder on that job.
Thank you.
The first item is for Delta State University. It's a change order, DS number 102266, HVAC improvements. The contractor is FM Lawrence Company, Inc. The original contract sum is $1,689,000. The net change by previous change orders is $403,500, and the total value of this change order is $64,485.60. The change order scope is modifications at 47 existing 3-way hot water valves. DSU requested flexible hot water valve bypass connections to be removed and replaced with brass plugs to eliminate leaks and reduce maintenance. This change adds $14,100 to the contract sum. The second item on this change order is furnish and install new supply and return grills for the first, second, and third floor corridors in Ewing Hall. DSU requested to replace existing service-mounted air registers with the new T-system lay-in system to improve aesthetics and air distribution. This change adds $50,385.60 to the contract sum. The board action is required when the change orders exceed 25%, and BOB recommends PPRB approval of this change order.
You've heard the summary of the request regarding the change order scope and the staff's recommendation. What is your pleasure?
I move for approval based on staff recommendation. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried.
For the next item is for the Bolton Building, which is the Department of Finance and Administration. GS number 374010 for ARPA mitigation. The original contract sum is $3.2 million. The total value of award before this change order is $38,636,003.89. The total value of this change order is $1,952. The change order scope is new chillers and equipment installation to be awarded by a separate change order. Change order includes continuation of rental chiller on a month-by-month basis until the new equipment arrives and can be installed. BOB PPRB requires change order approval when the change order exceeds 1 million, and BOB recommends PPRB approval.
You've heard the change order. So the note regarding the change order amount and the staff's recommendation. Pleasure.
Move for approval based on staff recommendation. Second question,
Yes, sir.
ARPA mitigation, are we still using federal money?
It's
That ended
Until September 30, and then it'll be swell.
when,
You can actually spend it till December on some projects, but the legislature passed a law. Any unused money has to go to another fund by September 30. So we're still
so
able.
ARPA, we got ARPA, we physically got ARPA money in.
Yes.
And we're still been spending it.
We're
on
still
projects,
spending it.
Which we're allowed to do till, on some till
September 30.
September.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Additional questions, comments, concerns? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried. Next item.
Good morning. Ken Adams, Real Property Management. First category of leases will be succeeding leases. First agency is Mississippi Department of Corrections. This is in West Point, Mississippi, for 3,222 square feet at a yearly cost of $32,199.60. That is $10 per square foot plus utilities and janitorial. Purpose of this lease, this will be the parole and probation office for West Point, Clay County area. This is a 5-year lease with no renewals. This agency has been at this location since May of 13. RPM recommends the approval of this lease.
You've heard summary regarding the lease, the staff recommendation. What's your pleasure?
I move for approval based on staff recommendation.
We have a motion on the floor
Second.
and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carried.
The next succeeding lease is with the Mississippi Department of Corrections again at Holly Springs, Mississippi for 1,700 square feet at a yearly cost of $20,700 or $12.18 plus utilities and janitorial. Again, this is the probation and parole office for the Holly Springs, Marshall County area. This is a 5-year lease with no renewals. The agency has been at this location since June of 2015. RPM recommends the approval of this lease. And by the way, this is the lease that was tabled last month and we had corrected the numbers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the corrections. You've heard the review of the requesting agency for this lease. What's your pleasure?
Move for approval based on staff recommendation. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried. Next item.
The next succeeding lease is again with the Department of Corrections. This is in Laurel, Mississippi for 2,604 square feet at a yearly cost of $31,248 or $12 plus utilities and janitorial per square foot. The years 1 through 5, there's about a 2% increase per year. The purpose of the lease, again, this is the parole and probation office for Laurel, Jones County area. This is a 5-year lease with no renewals. This agency has been at this location since June of 2016, and RPM recommends the approval of this lease.
You've heard the review and the request for the approval. What's your pleasure?
Move for approval based on staff recommendation.
There's a motion on the floor
Second.
and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried.
The next category of leases is amended leases. This is with Mississippi State Department of Health in Starkville, Mississippi for 4,600 square feet at a yearly cost of $87,399.96. And that's $19 per square foot plus utilities and janitorial. Purpose of the lease, this will be the original office for the WIC certification program, and it will serve multiple counties. And there are 10 counties that I won't read all of them. There's 10 counties this particular location serves. This amendment extends the lease for an additional 5 years with no renewals. The agency has been at this location since April of 2011. RPM recommends the approval of this lease.
You've heard the amended lease and the staff's recommendation. What's your pleasure?
Move for approval based on staff recommendation.
Second.
There's a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carried.
The next amended lease is with Mississippi Department of Rehabilitation Services in Eupora, Mississippi for 4,030 square feet at $36,300 per year, or $9 per square foot plus utilities and janitorial. Purpose of the lease, there are two offices within this location. One office is the vocational rehabilitation and the office for special disabilities programs. This amendment extends the lease for an additional 3 years with no renewals. The square footage of this lease doubled in 2024. And that's why there's so much difference in the previous years as far as the cost. Just want to bring that to the board's attention that there is added square footage here that we have to take accounting for. RPM recommends the approval of this lease.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the summary regarding the lease and the staff's recommendation. What's your pleasure?
So move based on staff recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second based on staff's recommendation. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carried.
Next amended item will be, again, the Mississippi Department of Rehabilitation Services in Newton, Mississippi for 2,000 square feet at a yearly cost of $18,000. That's $7.50 per square foot plus utilities and janitorial. Again, there's two offices within this location, the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation, and the other office is the Special Disabilities Programs. This amendment extends the lease for 3 years with no renewals. The AC has been at this location since September of 2020. RPM recommends the approval of this lease.
You've heard the information about the lease and the staff's recommendation. What is your pleasure?
Move for approval based on staff recommendation. Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve this lease based on staff's recommendation. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Next.
Next category is non-competitive leases. The first one is Mississippi Department of Corrections. This is in Pascagoula, Mississippi for 4,060 square feet at a yearly cost of $42,630 or $10.50 per square foot plus utilities and janitorial. This is with the Jackson County Board of Supervisors. This will be the probation and parole and probation office for the Pascagoula, Jackson County area. This is a 5-year lease with no renewals. The AC has been at this location since September of 2021. RPM recommends approval of this lease.
You've heard the summary regarding the lease and the staff's recommendation. What is your pleasure?
Move for approval based on staff recommendation.
A motion is on the floor with a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carried.
The next non-competitive lease is with the Mississippi Secretary of State's office. This is for a parking lot. It's 29 parking spaces behind the Heber Ladner building, and it costs $23,040 per year. The per space cost is $66.21 per month. This is the parking lease for the state employees that work at the Heber Ladner building. This is a 3-year lease with no renewals. Secretary of State requests a waiver on the 18-month restriction on the parking lot rental as written in State Leasing Procedure Manual under 300.9, Section 5A. RPM recommends the approval of this lease.
You've heard the summary regarding the lease and the staff's recommendation. What is your pleasure?
Move for approval based on staff recommendation. Question.
Second.
This, 6621 per month, that's eaten by the state, that's not paid by the employee?
No, it's not.
Okay, that's a pay by the state. Employee has.
Excuse me.
Is that a perk that the employee has, that parking space back there?
Well, I guess.
Can anybody use it?
Oh, no, it's just for state employees.
But the employee does not, the state employee does not pay that.
That's correct. They do not.
That's what we're doing here.
That's
Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right.
The Secretary of State's office pays for this lease. Total.
similar to our parking garages. I do have a question. Has there ever been a move to try to purchase this land, or is that family not selling it or whatever?
We tried, yeah, it's,
I mean, because it's locked, they're locked right where they
Right.
are, so, I mean, they just.
we have tried to entertain that purchase, and who knows, sometime in the future, they may entertain us, but, right now, they don't.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hearing no further question, comments, or concerns? Favor? All opposed? Say nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried.
Thank you.
And thank you, sir, for the thoroughness of,
You're welcome. Appreciate it.
Good morning. I'm Jonathan with OVSCR. Item number one is a petition for relief from competitive stability submitted by Mississippi State Department of Health. The agency is the agency seeks a contractor from qualified institutions of higher learning to serve as the lead institution of consortium established pursuant to House Bill 314. The ibogaine, Drug Development Clinical Trial Act. The contractor shall serve as the administrative lead, contracting entity, and coordinating organization for a consortium responsible for planning, developing, and implementing and administering ibogaine Drug Development Clinical Trial Program. Rooted in a new framework designed to promote statewide alignment with the Department of Submissions, the agency contends the use of an IFB, and the contractor is neither practical nor advantageous because the agency needs to evaluate based on experience and performance capabilities, and price is not the most important. And price is not the most important factor to consider for these services. With an RFP, offers will be evaluated on technical weighted at 35%, management weighted at 30%, and price at 35%. OVSCR recommends approval of this request.
you've heard the summary of the request and the staff's recommendation. What's your pleasure?
I move for approval with the obvious question is what is ibogaine? What do we approve? What's this thing?
I'll say.
Sound like something you put on your hair.
We have somebody on the line from the health department.
Could you enlighten us on what ibogaine does?
Good morning, sir.
My brother almost told
Yeah,
us.
can you hear me? This is Dorothy Young from the Health Department. This House bill was passed last session, and ibogaine, the study is very similar to one going on in Texas right now. It's research into the use of this drug for treating opioid addiction and other behavioral health conditions. And traumatic brain injury. So not for hair, that was a good guess, but it's for other uses.
Now, could you speak up just a little bit? I hope this thing has something to do with hearing aids because mine just went out. I can't hear. Can you speak up just a little
You
bit?
said it's for treating opioid addictions and behavioral and traumatic brain injuries. It's a research around those.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any additional questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none. We have a motion on the floor. All in favor, say aye.
Bye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carried.
Item number two is a petition for relief from competitive stability submitted by the Mississippi Department of Child Protective services. The agency seeks a contractor to provide a therapeutic and developmental environment that integrates residential treatment, behavioral health services, educational support, work development, and translation youth programming at a state-owned facility. The services will be provided under the Mississippi Gulf Coast Therapeutic Continuum campus. The agency contends of an ISB is neither practical or nor advantageous because the agency needs to evaluate based on experience and performance capabilities, and price is not the most important factor to consider for these services. Offers will be evaluated on technical weight at 30%, management at 30%, and cost price at 35%. OPSL recommends approval of this request.
Thank you. You have heard the summary of the request as well as the staff recommendation. What is your pleasure?
I move for approval based on staff recommendation.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion is carried.
Item number 1 is a new contract between Mississippi State Department of Health and AE Insurance LLC. The contractor will serve as a third-party administrator for the Ryan White Part B program and will be responsible for the following areas: insurance benefit, pharmacy benefit management, rebate administration, program 340B assistance, clinical programs, including authorization and formulary management, and Ryan. The term of the contract is approximately 1 year with no option renewals. The contractor was selected on IFB and it was the lowest bidder. The agency requests an exception to PPRB OPSC rules and regulations, section 51.1, content of the solicitation. OPSCR has reviewed the request and has no concerns with granting this request. OPSCR recommends approval of this request contingent upon the insurance and your approval.
You've heard summary of the request. Staff recommendation. What is
I move to approve based on staff recommendations with a question.
Second.
the question?
Yes, sir.
What is the exception, section 5.1? What is that exception?
It is required clauses that, so in 2024, you guys voted on required clauses that have to be in the IFB. The agency failed to do that. So there's like, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 clauses that were not involved with this particular contract.
Thank you.
No more question, comments, or concerns? Ready for the question?
Yes.
All in favor say aye. All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Next item.
Item number 2 is a new contract between Mississippi State Department of Health and Dr. Abina Avove. I apologize if I mispronounced. The contractor will serve as a consultant to provide comprehensive assessment, planning, and implementation, support data analysts, stakeholder engagement, training and evaluation services to improve. The term of the contract is 3 years. The term of the contract is 2 years with 3 years with 1 optional 1 year renewals. The contractor was selected in ISB with 3 bidders, and the contract was awarded to the lowest bidder. The agency requests an exception to PPRB 5.1 content of the solicitation. OPSCR has reviewed the request and has no concerns that granting the exception will affect the competition, fairness, or transparency of the procurement. OPSCR recommends approval of this request contingent upon the exception being requested and the certificate of insurance.
You've heard the summary of the request and the staff's recommendation. What is your pleasure?
Move for approval based on staff recommendation and a question.
Yes, sir.
Do we have a second?
I'm second, I'm sorry.
We have a second on the floor. Question?
Question, both of these are Department of Health and it's the same error. I'm assuming we've communicated with them to make that correct going forward.
Yes, sir. We are working with Department of Health to get them back in order. You know, they lost their
The procurement.
procurement person.
Okay,
They've still got fairly new staff. So we're still working with them on their training.
very good. Thank you.
Hearing no further comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carried.
Item number 3 is a new contract between Mississippi Department of Revenue and AB Corp Incorporated. The contract will provide on-site processing services to print and mail vehicle titles daily. The services shall include inverting electronic information to paper format and preparing for information for mailing and delivery to the USPS. The contract is 3 years, so no year with no option to renew. The contractor was selected in IFP with one bidder, and the sole bidder was awarded to the contract. The agency requests accepting the PPRB of PSCR rules and regulations effective September 6, 2024, because it used the previous version of the rule for the solicitation. OPSCR has reviewed the request and has no concern that granting the exception will affect the competition, fairness, nor transparency of the procurement as the agency complied with the requirements in the previous rules. OPSCR recommends approval of this request contingent upon the exception being requested and the performance of the COI and the performance bond.
You've heard the summary of the request and the staff's recommendation. What is your pleasure?
Some stuff, but move to approve based on staff recommendation. Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion's carried. Next item.
I'm Angela Shuler with OPSCR. Item number 4, this is a new contract between Mississippi State Hospital and Oscar Barrett Jones, MD, in the amount of $494,208 with a term of approximately 3 years and 11 months with no renewals. The contract worker was selected through a request for applications and was the sole applicant. Dr. Jones will provide medical and general psychiatric care to patients at Mississippi State Hospital inpatient services, Whitfield Medical Surgical Hospital, Jaquia Nursing Home, and Oak Service Center. OPSCR recommends approval of this request.
You've heard the summary of the request and the staff's recommendation. What is your pleasure?
I move for approval based on staff recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried regarding Dr. Jones.
Item number 5, this is a new contract between Mississippi State Hospital and DeVita Inc., doing business as ISD Brandon LLC, doing business as Brandon Arena Center in the amount of $500,000 with a term of 4 years with one option. The contractor was elected through an invitation for bids and was the sole bidder and will provide outpatient hemodialysis services for all of Mississippi State Hospital. Services would include pre-treatment and post-treatment evaluation. OPSCR recommends approval of this request.
Thank you. You've heard the summary of the request and the staff's recommendation. What is your pleasure?
I move for approval based on staff recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried. Next item.
Good morning. I'm Chelsea Stewart, and I'd like to take number 6 and block. These contracts are from Mississippi Department of Rehabilitation Services. The contractors provide individualized pre-employment transition services throughout the state of Mississippi for students with disabilities who are served by the agency. Modification 1 has been submitted to increase compensation $400,000 for each contract for a total of $900,000 per contract. OPSCR recommends approval of this request.
You've heard the summary of the request and the staff's recommendation. What is your pleasure?
Approve based on that recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and a second based on staff's recommendation. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried.
Thank you.
Morning, Kimberly Burns with OPSCR. The Mississippi Division of Medicaid is requesting to enter into a contract with Terry Holden Bennett in the amount of $105,729. The term of the contract is approximately 11 months with successive renewals. Ms. Bennett is a contract worker that will serve as the administrator for the Office of Appeals. The contract worker was selected through a request for application with 5 applicants and awarded to the highest scoring applicant. OPSCR recommends approval of this request.
You've heard the summary of the request as well as staff recommendation. What is your pleasure?
I move for approval based on staff recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion. Approval as well as a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried.
Good morning. April Burns with the Office of Statewide Strategic Sourcing. The Mississippi Department of Marine Resources is requesting to contract with HFM LLC in the amount of $372,960. The term of the contract is 1 year with one optional 1-year renewal. The contractor will provide selective mastication services, which involves cutting, shredding, or mulching woody vegetation using specialized equipment to reduce woody vegetation and promote native herbaceous understory development within the project area. Services include creating approximately 8,900 linear feet of fire lanes using low ground pressure equipment, implementing measures to minimize soil disturbance and protect wildlife habitat, preventing the spread of invasive species, and following all applicable best management practices and project-specific environmental requirements. The contractor was selected through an invitation for bids that received 3 submissions, of which 1 was deemed non-responsive. MEMA intends to award the contract to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder. The agency requests an exception to PPRB OPSCR Rules and Regulations, Section 5.3.4.2, timeliness, as the amendment was not distributed through all required methods at least 14 calendar days prior to the bid submission deadline. OSSS has reviewed the request and has no concern that granting the exception would affect the competition, fairness, or transparency of the procurement. OSSS recommends approval of this request contingent upon the exception request being granted and the receipt of the certificate of insurance.
You've heard the summary of the request and the staff's recommendation. What is your pleasure?
I move for approval with the question.
This is Jane Baloo. Can y'all hear me?
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I didn't call you back. I just had somebody to do this. What's going on?
Hey, on the summary of request, it says MEMA and it is supposed to say MDMR. So I just wanted that to be noted.
For catching that, I'll make that.
That was my question. So,
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll make that correction in the minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you much. Any additional question, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve with the noted correction?
I move approval with the, motion approved with that correction.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carried.
Good morning. I'm Laura Furge with the Office of Statewide Strategic Sourcing. This item is a recommendation to add one vendor to the Security Services Pre-Approved Vendor List through the rolling award process established under IFB 2024-01. The Security Services PVL was approved by the board on May 1st, 2024, and is effective through March 31st, 2027, with renewal options through March 31st, 2029. It allows agencies under the PPRB's purview to contract directly with vendors on the list without the need for a separate competitive solicitation. During this rolling award period, 5 bids were received. Following evaluation, 3 vendors were deemed to be non-responsible, and 1 vendor was determined to be both non-responsible and non-responsive. OSSS recommends adding Portland Security LLC, doing business as Force One Protection, to the Security Services Pre-Approved Vendor List for the regions and service categories identified in the Notice of Intent to Award, contingent upon the receipt of the required certificate of insurance.
Thank you. You've heard the summary of the request and the staff's recommendation. What is your question?
I move for approval based on staff recommendation.
We have a motion for approval as well as the second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried. Next item, which is other business. Do we have any other business other than the regular PPRB meeting scheduled for September the 2nd?
It will be here.
Thank you, ma'am. Hearing none. Stand adjourned.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Madam Chair, I think that's a Rex. We're finished in 48 minutes. Wait, and I said, like, so we're just 48 minutes.